Hey guys, first Argent here, and I'll be talking about a triple heroic Combi-Melta build for the tactical class in Space Marine 2 past 12. Now, the Combi-Melta may be the worst heroic in the game currently in my opinion, but that being said, it is still a pretty good gun. You can still mop up Tyranid swarms with this thing, and we'll be building around that today. Now, for the perk tree on this, I'm building it a bit differently than I usually do. I'm going all the way down the bottom tree for full ammo, because perks like Extend Magazine, Increase Capacity, and stuff like that, they will up the total number of shots you have in your Combi-Melta, and also the big benefit of the Combi-Melta over the grenade launcher here is that you are able to get back all of your Melta shots off a single ammo cache, and this one will only get them back off of ammo boxes and like a loadout station. So a really good option here for that, which is why we're building around ammo to get even more out of it. So next perk here is Magazine Restoration. When your health drops below 30%, your ammo reserve is restored by a full magazine, cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. The cooldown is 30 seconds. This perk may not restore Melta shots on your gun, but we are not using the Emperor's Vengeance perk on this build anyways, so having more ammunition options is pretty good for us regardless. Next perk here is Perpetual Precision. Then I pick up the perk Able Precision. After using a class ability, maximum spread decreases by 25% for 10 seconds. This can actually help occasionally because the precision of this weapon or the spread of this weapon is not very good at all, so having this does help out a bit. Next perk here is Great Might, down here to increase capacity for the reasons I previously mentioned. Then I go up here into the perk Recoupment. Killing a Majoris or higher enemy with a headshot with this weapon restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 15 seconds. Armor restore built into a weapon like this is incredible. This will actually help you prevent a ton of chip damage in this game, because usually when you're trying to headshot a Majoris or something like that, it's going to be a Devourer on the Tyranid side or like a Rubric Marine, and being able to get one armor back will prevent you from getting chip damage by them immediately after, which is pretty nice because occasionally when you do headshot kill a Majoris in this game, their previous volley will still hit you, so good for that. Also is good for damage reduction in general. Next perk here is Tactical Precision. Headshots deal 20% more damage. Non-headshot damage decreases by 10%. Now, unfortunately, this perk does make you lose 10% damage on your Melta portion, but that really doesn't matter too much because getting more headshot damage is way more valuable, and the damage of your Melta is not like the main portion of it anyways. It's like mostly for stagger and triggering other perk effects to up the damage even further, like Rampage. Next perk here is Cleaving Fire, moving here into the perk Rampage. After you kill 7 enemies in rapid succession, you will deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. The cooldown is 15 seconds. Now, the main reason I go down here is for like full damage into Divine Might. If you wanted to, you could skip over this and go up here instead for rapid health. Having healing attached to this weapon is a very strong effect as well, but you will miss out on a 10% Divine Might damage increase, and you will only have the damage increase from Headhunter. If you want to do that, it's still a great option. I just built this way today, and that's pretty much all there is for the Combi-Melta build. Now for my secondary weapon here, I do take the Heroic Heavy Bolt Pistol, mainly because I'm also taking the perk Balance Distribution, which will lose us 15% damage on our secondary weapon, but the way this actually has a pretty good synergy with this weapon here is that the heroic perk effect, No Help is Coming, this will allow you to one-shot reinforcement calling enemies on a single headshot, and that will not be changed at all regardless of how much damage you actually lose on your secondary here, so a really nice thing to have like the full benefit from that. Now for the perk tree here, I do take Divine Might first into the perk Increase Capacity, or excuse me, Perpetual Penetration, then Increase Capacity, then I pick up the perk here Extended Magazine into the perk Death Strike. After killing a Majoris or higher enemy in melee combat, you will deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. This will trigger off of a melee finisher, not just a melee kill, so keep that in mind. And also a 25% damage buff for 10 seconds is pretty substantial, though you have to be aware that to trigger this, you have to have the weapon equipped. If you swap off of it for the 10-second duration, you will lose the effect entirely. Next perk here is Great Might, up here into the perk Discipline. When you have low ammo, you deal with 25% more damage. This is a very good damage increase when it actually triggers, and usually when you need that damage increase, it's because you're about to run out of ammo against like a Zoanthrope or Neurothrope, and having that 25% can be a big difference for you, so definitely pick this one up. Next perk here is Strong Finish, into the perk Headhunter, Gunstrike Reload for free reloads on Gunstrike, and the final perk here, Tactical Precision once again, because headshot damage is literally all that matters on a secondary weapon like this, at least for bolter options. That's pretty much all there is for the secondary weapon tree. Now, for our melee weapon, I do take the brand new Heroic Combat Knife Argent Edge. This is currently the best fencing weapon in Space Marine 2 in my opinion, mainly because it will give you a free gun strike on the first parry on any enemy combo chain no matter what. This includes triple Ravener hits that usually only allow you to have a gun strike on the final hit, or melee Terminators, and because of that is an incredibly safe weapon and very strong versus things like Whip Warriors. Now, the heroic perk effect is called Scale Scathing Retort. This one says the riposte window is shorter, but each riposte deals damage. What this actually does just gives you damage on your perfect parry, and the perfect parry window is shortened down to like a block weapon. It feels almost identical to me, but either way, it's a pretty damn powerful weapon and really not too hard to use once you get used to it. Now, for the perk tree here, I do go down the top tree with Armored Strength into the perk Sharp Impact, mainly because this weapon only has a 3+ speed here, which makes it the slowest knife in the game. At least I like the Relic and Heroic options, and because of that, you will not get as many consecutive heavy attacks on this thing as you would like a Power Gladius and stuff like that, so going up here is a little bit better in my opinion. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength, down here to Perpetual Strength again for a 10% melee damage increase. Then I pick up the perk Heavy Onslaught for another 15% increase for our heavy attacks, and then we pick up Reeling Blow, the Tide of Battle perk, and Shoulder Bash, because Shoulder Bash just gives us a way better lunging attack in my opinion. The recovery frames on this one feel far better than Distance Stab, and on this weapon I really don't care too much about Shadow Stab, because you don't really take this weapon to actually get like a huge damage off. If you're trying to go for pure damage, you take Power Gladius, but this one's more so for defense, so I picked this up to help out with that a bit. Final perk here is Terminus Slayer for 20% more damage against bosses, and alternatively, you could pick up Extremis Slayer if you wanted to. That is up to you, and that's pretty much everything there is for the weapon setup. Now, on the tactical perk tree, I do take the perk Balance Distribution first, like I mentioned before. Your primary weapon deals 15% more damage, but your secondary weapon deals 15% less damage. In patch 12, they did buff this up from 10% to 15% on both the positive and negative effects here, so it is a bit better for damage on your Combi-Melta portion, and like I said before, losing the damage on your secondary on the Heroic Heavy Bolt Pistol, really not too bad. Next perk here is Relentless Pursuit. After a gun strike, range damage increases by 25% for 10 seconds. It is very easy to pull off gun strikes in this game already, but especially on an Argent Edge where we have that instant parry no matter what, this perk is incredible. A 10-second uptime is a very long time in this game, and really any game, and a 25% range damage increase is quite substantial. Next perk here is Emperor's Judgment. After a finisher, the equipped ranged weapon reloads automatically, and your ranged weapons deal 20% more damage for 10 seconds. A 20% damage buff here and an auto reload does feel pretty good. You could just grab Emperor's Vengeance if you really wanted to. If you're playing in a group or even solo, you really don't need this perk too much on the Combi-Melta, at least in like operations and hard strats, so I do usually skip over it in favor of this one. Next perk here is Aligned Aim. Range damage increases by 15% for all team members. This perk feels really good to use with bolter weapons. I actually prefer this one on most builds of the tactical already. Secure Stockpile is a much better perk. Even the perk down here, Transhuman Physiology, is not bad either. I just prefer this one, so if you do want to take this or one of the other ones, that is up to you. Next perk here is Vital Data. When you scan an Extremis or Terminus level enemy, you restore your Auspex scans charged by 50%. This just gives you more Auspexes versus the enemies you actually want to kill the most, which are, of course, Extremis and Terminus level enemies, so a really good perk for value on your Auspex scan, because the cooldown on this class ability here is very long anyways, so I definitely pick this up. Next perk here is Precise Calibration. Enemies marked by your Auspex scan take an additional 75% damage, but the Auspex scan's radius is reduced by 25%. I talk about this perk combo all the time because boss nuking with this perk and Concentrated Fire is just like the peak of gaming on this class in my opinion. Basically, this one says Auspex Scan Zone lasts 60% longer and enemies marked by Auspex Scan take an additional 120% damage, but they lose the mark when they leave the scanned area. If you put this down on a boss while they are like camped out at a wall, like let's say a Carnifex rams his head into the wall and stuff like that, or you have a Neurothrope streaming or a Hellbrute slamming down his hammer, your entire team can just focus them and just nuke them down in like 2 seconds. This is one of the most powerful combos for like boss nuking the entire game and really just nuking any enemy in Space Marine 2. So I usually pick this up on any build because even by yourself it helps out tremendously, but it does have like a little bit of a learning curve because they will lose the Auspex scan if they actually leave the mark zone, so just be a little careful with that. Next perk here is Radiating Impact. A melee finisher additionally deals significant AoE damage in a 10-meter radius. The cooldown is 90 seconds. This perk is god tier in Space Marine 2, by far the best signature perk on this class, one of the best in the entire game. You can pretty much just wipe out an entire Swarm Majoris with this perk all on its own. You can also save yourself from Extremis like Zoanthropes if you blow up one next to the other. Really good perk effect. A 90-second cooldown is honestly not that bad at all for this with how strong it is, and a 10-meter radius is quite large, so pretty much always pick this up. Now, for my prestige perks here, it's pretty standard. I take Acuity first for more headshot damage, into the perk here, Skill Supplier for more ammo reserves, because this will affect not only your primary ammo, but also your Combi-Melta ammo for the Melta portion, and the final two perks are Resilience for more Sim HP, and Fortitude for a health increase of 15%, and that's pretty much all there is for this build, guys. The Combi-Melta is in a pretty okay spot in the game right now. It's not like the best gun ever, but it's definitely not too shit, and I do prefer it over some of the other options in the game, like the Auto Bolt Rifle. But that being said, hopefully this build guide helped you, and if you like content like this, subscribe for more. And as always, thank you for watching. And if you want to watch me live to ask me questions about the game or just come hang out, you can find me here on YouTube or on Twitch with a link in the video description alongside a link to my community Discord. And as always, guys, take it easy.
Combat Squad Phaedrus. Do you know their status?
Are you doing a 1-year anniversary stream? I mean, we did a 1-year channel anniversary stream last year, so yeah, probably. I mean, I'll probably just be streaming that day anyways.
At all costs. Encountering heavy Tyranid resistance. Kill them for us, Heraton. Wolfsback's pride.
The fabled RE9 stream? Yes. We must make it up to Doc Jr. wherever he is gone. Free assist. Oh, the Devourer spam, huh? That's where recoupment's really nice, where we just avoid that shift damage thanks to it. Like, getting one armor back at range like that is actually quite potent. Not super good in siege mode, but definitely good in ops. His animation canceling himself. Someday I'll subscribe, I swear. No sweat, brother. Watch your assault gameplay and got ideas. Animation canceling on assault is pretty peak right now. There are more efficient ways to kill that guy, but we are kind of out of ammo. That's the one downside of taking Emperor's Judgment by yourself. Is he in a group, it's fine. By yourself, Emperor's Vengeance definitely solves your whole ammo economy, so there's that. Why don't you use a flamer on tactical? Because I don't always want to use the most overpowered thing in the whole game. Oh, a nice little juicy little ammo box. Oh, I can't grab it. It's 2 boxed. By 2 boxed, I had to walk around a little corner and they spawned an AoE on me. I didn't want the gun strike on this guy. I wanted on him. Or I wanted on him, but surely I can kill him in like 2 seconds if I do this. you are chosen, you die. FTG, for Bulwark's Shield Bash build, would you recommend Block Balance or Heroic Fencing Power Fist? I mean, if you're thinking of a Shield Bash build, you could take a Block Fist. The Block weapons will give you generally higher potential Shield Bash damage. The Block Axe in particular is good though, because you don't even need the gun strikes on that build, you just want the adrenaline surge charges. And you can animation, I had a whole guide on that the other day. You can animation cancel immediately into the use of your adrenaline surge charges. Do you think they'll nerf the Flamer next patch? No. It's not, it's OP, but like, it's not like OP to the point that they're gonna nerf it. It's just an easier way to play the game. I think they've done the predominant amount of nerfs they're gonna do in the game. They haven't touched that thing for a year, almost. I can't imagine why they would touch it now. Windows Bay on Apple TV is pretty funny. What's that?
Those cannons are the Imperium's wrath made manifest. This ordnance will be lost to the ship.
Is patch 13 dropping next reset or the one after? What do you mean by reset? Like the weekly reset? We don't have a date beyond quarter 2. The only thing we have is a release window of quarter 2 that was updated in the roadmap, which means the latest possible date is going to be June. End of June. But you're probably going to get it before then.
Combat Squad Heraton reporting in. The bridge is lost, as are my squad brothers. I am cut off from our planned route to the Ordnance Depot. Calculating a new route based on your report, Heraton. Standing by. Be advised. The cruiser's crew managed to execute security protocols
Piss Marine time, yeah. I mean, Lamenters actually look pretty good on TAC, especially because TAC looks good all the time. Like, you ever seen those t-shirt commercials where it's like, or you know, like the you're at Target, there's just like some shitty, like Baby Yoda shirt, but it's on like the most handsome model ever. It's like, of course it works on TAC. He's just got the kind of aura, you know. You guys know what I'm talking about. Baby Yoda, otherwise known as a Grot. I wish the plasma gun was good, but plasma pistol just outperforms it. Yeah, plasma incinerator needs a buff next patch. A lot of my people at work will have AI slop photos on their shirts. Dude, I'm telling you, the only people that care about like the problems with AI are probably not the ones that's using it in the first place.
One more mindless beast slain.
We only talk about Darth Maul now, FCG. What do you mean, dude? There's a new Baby Yoda movie coming out. There's some other guy in it too, but Baby Yoda. I'm sure that movie won't bomb at all. Do you think we'll finally get the much-needed heavy perk rework next patch? I hope so. I doubt it, but I hope so. I think they're going to touch on Vanguard first, but they might do both. I think they're more likely to give you a heavy perk rework when they give you a either a new heavy weapon or a heavy heroic option. Blood Strike, maybe the Prime. B. I can hit B. BP Omega. I know what that is. The Mandalorian and Grogu does not need a movie. You take that back. That's gonna save all of Star Wars. What are you talking about? How would you possibly doubt the power and potency of Baby Yoda to save all of Star Wars? A very not dead franchise.
Only interact with the routes master switch is marked on the main console.
What's the best melee weapon overall for assault? Balanced power fist. Balanced power fist or block power fist are both very strong. I think Heavy will get a rework on his next skin. Yeah, they're probably gonna give it first. Like when he gets the Salamander champion, which he almost certainly is gonna get. I think my Prime is the best way to give it to you. For the insane guys on YouTube, they saved me so much time. I'm glad I could help out, Bloodstrike. There'll be many more. Let's see, where's the... Alright, here we are. Final button now. That guy's aura actually just knocked over that whole box. And he summoned his friends. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty peak mission. I think Reclamation was, like, honestly... Can I say this? That Reclamation as an update was a better update than Tech Marine. Tech Marine had a new class, so it's like maybe it's just because I'm kind of bored of Tech Marine. I guess having a new class is pretty amazing, but the only major thing in that patch is just the class, which is huge, to be fair. That is huge. But I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of Tech Marines in general. I really want something else. Now, if we had a Librarian update, holy fuck. Oh! That's okay. I know we were animation locked there, but I'm gonna blow Melta shots to his ass and their ass. Oh, it was not remotely as effective at eating my HP max I thought it would be. The voice, the tattoos, the robot lights, what the fuck are we talking about? Oh, Darth Maul. I was trying to think of the actors for a second. Alright, well, I tried to spin that around, yet I have the... I don't know where I was sending that Auspex. For some reason I thought there was a Zoanthrope on that wall. And they're actually just like opposite sides of each other, like chilling. These enemies are just... How's that a fun mechanic for anybody? I guess this was an enemy designed around teammates, though. You know damn well we look at a Librarian, yeah, but probably in Space Marine 3 will. I mean, who knows? We might get a Librarian one day. Space Marine 2 is probably going to do better next year than it did this year, and already did really well this year by comparison to last year. You know, by the end of Space Marine 2's life cycle, it might be the biggest horde shooter, who fucking knows. Depends on how badly Helldivers 2 is doing. Space Marine 2 is already way bigger than Darkseid ever was. Was Year 3 planned for this game originally? Almost certainly no. At least not to the extent it is now.
You are nearing the reactor cooling hole. Report on his condition when you arrive. The scale of the Xenos infestation is worse than we thought.
General Grievous better than Darth Maul, in my opinion?
Updated our battle stratagems. Heraton,
Dude, not for gooning.
Cyclonic armaments. Talassa, your new orders are to destabilize the reactor, cause a temperature spike, and the Tyranids may redirect their assault to you, buying Heraton and Octavio some time to prime the armaments. When you reach the reactor's cooling console, disable the emergency blast shields.
Alright. Did you watch that, the Darth Maul show? I mean, I saw portions of it. It's also, it's just the same Darth Maul as like he's always been. Just an aura farmer.
Talassa, I need you to disable the entire cooling array. Concentrate fire on the exposed cooling rods. Look for weak spots and focus fire. Identify blockages and remove Xenos organisms. Repulsive. Identify blockages and remove Xenos organisms. We have breached the containment walls. Registering extreme temperature fluctuation. Plasma cooling efficacy severely reduced. Excellent, Talassa. You will need to repeat the same process at the secondary. Access granted the bridge console.
Pew pew pew. No 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 no. Nothing happened, chat. Nothing happened, chat. If you heard any noises, they were a figment of your imagination. There was no panic in this stream. There was no war in bossing today. Elementary movement. Kinda is, isn't it? We actually do that intentionally to achieve. I think you can actually hit it if you go far enough. Barely. Not effectively. Maybe if I wish. Yeah, I'm kind of hitting it. I think if I go over here, I can. No, I can't. There's no. I'm saying snipers at me. They're nice.
Identify blockages and remove Xenos organisms. Xenos infest this place. Disgusting Tyrian scum. Changing magazine.
That guy's scarier than the boss was. Dang. If you die twice in a row, you might lose credibility. You're assuming I have credibility at this point. FTG losing Salacious Crumb Love. That's true. I don't know what that means, but yeah. Oh, you fuck. Enraged Devourer just evaporating my HP. Nothing scarier than a Enraged Venom Cannon Warrior. Enraged Venom Cannon Warriors aren't too bad. All you have to do is dodge a sniper shot. Devourers will just almost... Like, 2 bursts from that will damn near 100 to 0 you. I'm gonna grab this.
Do not let the reactors cool down. This cruiser will soon perform its final task. Proceed to the deck.
One day I will compile all these 10-second FTG Panic and voice crack clips and you will ban me. Oh, I'm sure I'll ban you far before that. Hello, what's up, Mr. Toxic? I hope you don't live up to your name. You never go full Lamenter. Oh, watch me, dude. Wait, why? I'm joking.
Talassa, have you received word from our brother in combat squad Heraton? His approach vector should have taken him through the technical underground.
About to be the biggest sell against the Primes? No. I'll sell way before that.
Understood. Be advised. We remain under heavy Tyranid assault. With the overheating reactor, Tyranids will refocus their efforts. This is ill-advised, Talassa. If you do not bring the reactor to detonate, the cyclonic warheads will be wasted.
Love your videos, really helping me a lot for weekly missions. Oh, I'm glad to help out, man. I will have one for every weekly until the end of time for this game. Whichever one comes first, probably that second one.
The hive mind reels from the Zoanthrope's death rattle.
I guess we could use the stem here and just go up, but like if we find a Minotaur's form, we're gonna get our HP back anyways. There's a guaranteed one at the end, and we also have bonus range damage right now. Right, rapid success and rapid succession, please.
This infestation has persisted for too long.
Hello FTG, hello Chard. That's the nice thing about the Combi-Melta. You set yourself back up above like horrific breakpoints. And by breakpoints I mean, you know, death points. Unlocked. Useful.
One more mindless beast.
It's a great big thank you and greetings from Germany. Ah. Hello. That's German, right? Yeah, my mother was from Germany. Taught me nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hated the country, but I don't feel that way. Welcome in.
You must destabilize the plasma reactor. Our brothers from Phaedrus and Heraton shall not have died in vain. Reactor chambers within
Our Space Marines like a main part of the Warhammer universe. Some would say they're the biggest part because like all you get models for sometimes. No little German boy, what? Wow, ignored relic. Yeah. If I die, I can blame it on that. If you skip the relic and then die, you can say, see guys, we got it, you get the relic. Then immediate and instantaneous cove.
The Xenos butchered scores of the ship's servitors.
He's coping. The human technique.
Access granted.
Do you have a favorite chapter? Blood Angels.
Spec suggests major organisms ahead.
Sending a message by ignoring the relic, Giga Chad move. Yeah, I'm gonna be sending a message directly to heaven, personally, when I fucking die.
That reactor must be destroyed. Honor our brothers. Honor our chapter.
Do you think Sanguinius' death was important? In what sense? Was it an important part of 40k? Yes. Was it important for his character arc? Also yes.
It moves to attack.
I didn't know there was a way to get out of that. There must have been, but they're like perfectly this time.
Defenses up, brothers. Aerial assault incoming. Changing my second line.
But the Combi-Melta is actually pretty good for the portion. I mean, the Power Gladius is better for like the actual boss killing, but and the horse clear on your weapon itself, I guess. The Argent isn't helping us that much here, but Combi-Melta. Also, you get all of your dots back off of this. You're like an ore farm with this. I want to knock out of the air with that. That'd be funny. Display your fear. That's how you might as friend he knows. Fine, if that's how you want to play this game, we'll die. We will die together. That's great about your friend.
One down, one to go. And it is ending. That crime will fight harder now than it is alone.
And that's how they want to play the game.
They struck down our brothers, and Second Company prevailed. Now, engage the console.
Well, the channel man, keep up the great work. Thanks, David.
When those magnetic stabilizers stop, prepare for rapid egress. Be advised, the gyroscopic containment shielding prevents catastrophic plasma dispersion. Plasma cores are now
The thing is, he tried to see the good in Horus, but 4 Chaos Gods or Trolls, I think it was kind of stupid in my opinion. I mean, Sanguinius also went up there to body Horus.
disengage.
He just wasn't strong enough.
Do not stumble.
Or he's talking about the Emperor.
We're tracking your signatures. Octavio and Heriton Leader already on board.
The Emperor being dumb isn't even like really a hot take at this point. That's more like historical fact.
Follow the designated evacuation routes immediately.
Got my way. What have been? They're ravenous. Usually these guys die before they even get here. Never chosen.
Core integrity at 25%.
Horus canonically reach through the 8th dimension to clap Sanguinius. You know it'd be.
Hurry. The cruiser has begun.
Sometimes you just gotta be really sure.
We will wait
And
as
the
long
Emperor
as
was
we
extra
can.
sure with Horus too. When he snuffed his soul into oblivion forever.
Get us away. Brace for turbulence. If not for your valor, Talan.
Okay.